One last game to talk about. BJ from Board Game Gumbo. I've got my guests here, Monique and Naveen from Before You Play. And I want to talk about a game that Jay Bell and I got to play. Social distance across a big giant table with masks on. But play, and we had a good time. I'm going to let Jay in the chat tell you about the score because I don't want to, I don't feel the need to talk about what the score was. But it's a game called Rap Godz by the people that did Rap Godz. That's Board Game Brothas. They grew up right here in New Orleans, right down the road from us, a couple hours away. Omar lives further away now, but Hamu, who did all the artwork in this game, still lives in New Orleans. And Jay says, clearly, I kind of like this game. Such a good game. Rap Godz. Have you guys played either that or Rap Godz or familiar with either one of them?
We are familiar with both, but I'm the only one who's played. I actually played it once this week. Was the time?
Yeah. All right, tell us about your play.
I played it on, I think it was Tabletopia with
Tabletopia.
Eric. And so it was a little bit more difficult, right, for us to try to figure out how everything worked on the online platform. But it's interesting because the whole premise is it's a 2-player only game, and it's street basketball, so there's no fouls, and you can play dirty. I guess.
No fouls? Dunking on people's heads.
Yeah, you just gotta go for it.
So it's NBA Jam.
Is it? Yeah.
Okay.
Or I forgot the name of that.
NBA Jam.
NBA Jam.
Oh, totally NBA Jam. Yeah.
So it's NBA Jam. It's 3-on-3. It's super fast action. It's laying everything out.
Yes, it's 3-on-3. You're trying to get 7 points. That is the ultimate goal. But there's a lot of dice rolling. 7
points, you say? So you're trying to get 7 points. Jay, did you hear that? You're trying to get 7 points. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Monique.
No problem. And the thing that I found.
7-0. Oh man.
Oh my gosh, it is very thematic. I do agree with that. It has a really interesting kind of like an action power-up mechanic where everything that you do on your turn is by juice. Like you have juice and you have to spend juice in order to take actions. And the actions that you're taking are moving or playing cards from your hand. And the cards are stuff like shooting, dunking, or stealing the ball. And then your opponent has an opportunity to defend with the same cards as well. But everything is juice. And once your juice has been used up, there's this bar that kind of shows up where a section of it is your available juice, a section of it is the amount of juice that you can't use. So it's a currency. Mm-hmm. It's a currency in the game that you're trying to kind of figure out how to give yourself more actions on your turn so that you can go and score points.
Gotcha.
But
one of the smooth things in this game also that Omari put in is that when you're running out of juice, it's a little bit of a cooling off period. It's going to come down at the end of your turn, and then you got to start sliding those back over. So for a while, you're going to be low on juice, which really means you're just playing defense barely if you can, not moving around much. But if you take that chance and you spend all your juice, you get into the red zone. And when that happens, you get one of the, Jay, help me out. It's
the goat. You get a goat.
The goat, the greatest of all time cards. You get these, and they all have crazy powers. So it's so much fun to tie one of those goat cards in the middle when your opponent thinks, he's out of juice, he doesn't have a move, and you slap down a spin move or something else, and you make this crazy play to shoot a 3 or to dunk. And I am so impressed with this game. I didn't think that a 2-player, I thought it would be a little bit more like strategy. No, there is a lot of strategy in it, but what it captures is somehow the excitement of street ball and going up and down the court. I'm just that cool down mechanic that you're talking about using juice. It actually, most games like Funkoverse, which I love, have the cool down mechanic, and it feels like it slows things down. This is the opposite. It's like I'm going all out, then I rest. Then you're going all out, and then just like in a real game of street ball where both sides are taking it back and forth. Yeah, Jay says it's going to be different. He's been practicing. Dang it, it's online, so Jay can practice. Oh, this is going to be good. Are either one of you basketball fans?
I am. I'm a big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't follow it.
This is about as close to NBA Jam as you can think. Now, I haven't played NBA Jam in years, but boy, we used to dunk all the time in that game. And each one of the players is unique. Now, I mean, you're going to start out the game by drafting each a different player, and you're going to want to mix it up. You're going to want to have your guard. You're going to want to have your forward. You want to have your center. And each one of those, out of all those players, they all play differently. And if you're trying to dunk with a smaller player, or you're trying to do a steal with a larger player, it's going to be disadvantages or advantages. Now, the one thing that Jay and I did play Yeah, that's right. That's right. Greatest of all time, Drew Brees. That's right. But it's got that speed rolling, and that if there's one issue I have in the game, it's not an issue. It's just that I'm terrible at speed rolling. You know, I beat Jay a lot of times just because on the very first roll, it came out what I needed, right?
Yeah.
Because when it gets to games like Steam Park or Escape, I'm just terrible at that, rolling faster than other people and recognize them. So, but you can, from what I understand, play a friendly version where each person rolls, then each person rolls. So, a la bottom of the ninth, you can play kind of a friendlier version. Monique,
Yeah.
which way is the way you played? The speed rolling version or y'all?
No, we played because it was online. It didn't have a way for us to kind of just like keep rolling. That would have been really difficult. So we played it the other way, and I would probably suggest doing the speed rolling, just because the luck factor is just way too strong in the way that we played. But as a speed roller, that would probably be really fun.
And I think the speed, the reason I did play it this way, that Jay and I played with it, is like Steam Park, it creates that sense of urgency while you're playing, and you're going to lose some, but hopefully the next time you load up on dice, have 4 or 5, 2 more than the other player, and you can win them. So, it's going to be back and forth like that. I'll tell you. I really like this Hoop Godz. It's going to be out on Kickstarter in October. So keep an eye out for that, Board Game Brothas. And I'm so impressed. This is a very smooth design, and it's got really fantastic art from Hanu.
It does. It has like that 90s.
You get a chance.
It's really cool. And the players are interesting because, like he was mentioning, you can choose like a smaller, medium, or larger size player. And depending on what size you choose, the hand of cards that you have will give you either benefits or disadvantages.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So it's like if you're dunking with a larger player, you get an extra die, or if you're doing it with like a smaller player, you have to spend an extra juice.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So that part of the game is really interesting, like the characters.
And I actually like the standees. I in the tabletop version, I think it's more like I think they're just like little tokens or something like this. But the standees actually look really cool. They match the art on the card, and I'm just a fan of the way they handled this game. It's really smooth. This for me it's a must back. It's an insta back for me. And all I have is a prototype, so we're playing a pretty advanced prototype with it, Jay and I. But I really enjoyed it. Jay, what is this? I'm trying to figure that out. Can anybody tell me what the score is on Jay's side? What is that? Dang, Jay, that looks like a 0 over there, man. Oh, wow. Yeah, I need to get rid of this picture, but it just seems to be stuck on my screen, Jay. What is going on here? No, hey, Sean brings up a good point. I haven't told Hamu this, but any fast-acting game, soccer, lacrosse, hockey, this could translate well. I'm telling you, this is a really cool system.
Yeah.
Really cool system. So that is Hoop Godz from Board Game Brothas, coming out on Kickstarter pretty soon. Got to check that out.